American icon remembered. Michael Jackson, dead at 50.
The legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th.
His music, the soundtrack of a generation.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance. I'm mad, you know it's that.
But his death leaves many questions. What caused the sudden cardiac arrest? Who will raise his children? How much money did he really owe? A life of controversy, on stage and off. His music, his life, his legacy. The king of pop. Early this Friday morning, June 26th, 2009. Good morning, I'm Harry Smith along with Maggie Rodriguez. Julie is on assignment, and joining us for the entire program this morning, Lara Spencer from The Insider. Everybody has been reminiscing, talking about the songs, the albums. I could not get out of my mind the album Off the Wall. I remember a party that summer when it was the biggest album in the country, and we danced to that album we just played it over and over and over. There was so much joy in that music.
It's hard to choose one song, right? I mean, so many.
And look at all the tributes, not only all over the country, but all over the world. And it's kind of interesting. You mentioned all the joy in his songs, and today we're all kind of united in sadness. And I keep thinking that this is what it must have been like when Elvis died, the sentiment in this country for that generation, this icon that died so young, so soon, so unexpectedly.
And of course, I actually am old enough to remember having been in media when that happened. This is a very similar sort of reaction. There are so many questions unanswered about his life. One of the people we're going to talk to this morning is a woman who saw Michael Jackson perform on the stage at the Apollo back in the 60s. They worked at Motown together. The wonderful Gladys Knight is with us, and we'll chat with Gladys in just a little bit.
And of course, we're also going to remember Farrah Fawcett. You know, the best thing I think I've read, somebody put it this way: this is the moment when Generation X realizes they're grown up, when we lose two icons that really defined our generation. These people were on our lunchboxes, as this author put it.
Right.
Yeah, it was the ultimate one-two punch yesterday. It really, it's hard to comprehend for so many people on so many levels.
All right, let's get right to it. Dave Price is outside the Jackson family compound in Encino, California, just outside Los Angeles. This morning, Dave, good morning.
Good morning to you, Harry. A steady vigil continues inside these gates of Havenhurst, the Jackson family compound here in the suburbs of Los Angeles. And all night, people have been showing up, lighting candles, leaving flowers and remembrances. Several cars have entered the compound here overnight, and Michael Jackson's 3 children have now returned here with their grandmother, Catherine. It's quiet right now because police have blocked off the street. This house has hosted so many celebrations in the past. It's also been a refuge during times of crisis, but at this point, at this early hour, it's a house of mourning with a shocked and devastated and exhausted Jackson family inside. And for more on what's happened over the last 14 hours or so, let's go to Bill Whitaker. He's standing by at the LA County Coroner's Office. Bill?
Good morning, Dave. Now, Michael Jackson's body is here at the Los Angeles Coroner's Office, where an autopsy is scheduled for later this morning. Michael Jackson fascinated people around the world through most of his life, and that fascination follows him even to death. The emergency 911 call came in at 12:21 Pacific time Thursday afternoon from Michael Jackson's posh, rented Bel Air mansion. When paramedics arrived, they found the 50-year-old pop star not breathing, in cardiac arrest. They rushed him to nearby UCLA Medical Center. This is the last photo of Michael Jackson, obtained exclusively by Entertainment Tonight. His mother, Catherine, and other family members rushed to be by his side. Doctors worked to resuscitate Jackson for more than an hour. He never responded.
My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m.
As word spread, shocked fans gathered outside the hospital.
He's the most famous person in the world, and he really gave up his heart.
He's been a part of my world for a long time.
With so many people jamming the streets around the hospital, Jackson's body was taken to a waiting helicopter and flown to the county coroner's office. As crowds gathered outside his Bel Air estate, police began their investigation.
About 4 o'clock this afternoon, Robbery Homicide Division was notified of this incident and directed by the Chief of Police to come out and handle the death investigation. Robbery Homicide was assigned to this because of the high-profile nature of it.
Now, this autopsy is expected to take about an hour and a half this morning, but we may not know the cause of death until later, until after toxicology and tissue studies are completed. Dave?
Bill Whitaker, thanks. Now, the scene here behind me is being replicated all over the country, indeed in places around the world, particularly in those locations closely tied to Michael Jackson's stardom. Randall Pinkston is at the Apollo Theater in New York with more on that. Good morning, Randall.
Good morning, Dave. From his early days as a childhood prodigy with the Jackson 5 to his decades of stardom as a solo artist, the world-famous Apollo Theater was one of Michael Jackson's frequent venues and, of course, the place where his fans are coming to remember a legend.
In Harlem, mourning and shock were mixed with celebrations of Michael Jackson's life and music.
We looked up to him.
There was grief at Jackson's fantasy estate, Neverland.
Oh my God, I mean, he meant the world to me.
At a makeshift memorial at Jackson's boyhood home in Gary, Indiana, fans were also stunned by the loss of their hometown hero.
I had Michael to sign this picture for me right here at this house.
But Jackson was truly an international star, and the news of the King of Pop's death was met with shock and sadness in cities around the globe. Back in the Big Apple, the Times Square electronic ticker scrolled the unbelievable news, while a few blocks away on Broadway, actor Orlando Jones stars in The Wiz as the Scarecrow, a role Michael Jackson played in the movie.
I know that we will go on because the show must go on, but I think we'll go on, you know, with a little bit more love in our hearts.
Quincy Jones, who produced We're the World with Jackson, issued this heartfelt statement. I've lost my little brother today, and part of my soul has gone with him. That applies to millions of Michael Jackson fans around the world.